Hey everybody, welcome to How Do I Know You with your host Mark and Dwayne.
What up?
And today's topic is
Today's topic is something that took social media by storm this week. It's Ayesha Curry. Ayesha Curry is Steph Curry's wife. If you guys know, currently the Golden State Warriors are engaged in a series against the Houston Rockets right now, if you're a basketball fan and things like that. And so Steph Curry, currently, he's been in like a shooting slump a little bit. He hasn't been doing too great.
it was a broken finger, right?
He did, but that was from, I believe, the first series. Series. Yeah, so, I don't think it has that much of an impact to do with things. But, his wife, Ayesha Curry, who I believe is a chef and has a show on the Food Network. She also has a restaurant. I believe it's in, I want to say, hopefully, Oakland.
Well, probably, right? I mean, that's where she lives.
Hopefully Oakland, but I don't know if they took it back to like their actual like hometown or whatever.
Oh,
so I'm
right,
just
right.
saying, I hope Oakland, but
Like she owns it, she doesn't work in it.
But I think that would make the most sense would be in Oakland. So hey, if you guys know, let us know because I didn't do any research. Fuck it.
We never do.
We never do, guys. That's the whole point of this show. She was on Jada Pinkett's Facebook show, The Red Table Talk. And pretty much they talked about, how it is being, kind of like a basketball wife and being someone who's also in the spotlight with their husband and things like that. And Ayesha Curry had some interesting comments about what it is, I guess, to be Steph Curry's wife. And she had this was a real spicy take here. This is what sent the internet into a frenzy for a whole day, it seemed like. But she pretty much said that... So, basically, for the last 10 years, I'm assuming that's when Steph, became Steph and everything like that. And he wasn't Stephen Curry anymore. He was Steph Curry and things like that. So, when he was popping, since he's been popping, she pretty much said that she has gotten no male attention whatsoever when she's out or anything like that. And just to give some backstory, she was the comments came up when she was talking about her insecurities with seeing her husband when they're out and just seeing how female groupies latch on to him and she can pretty much tell their intentions and things like that, and she knows that they are trying to entice him somehow or some way. And she pretty much was like, that's my phone. But she pretty much talked about how she doesn't get any of that attention from males.
How honest is that statement, you think?
I believe it's very honest. And I'm not going to kill her for the honesty because I get where she's going with it, but let me just give a whole complete thought before people are like, wait, you guys know. So pretty much she was saying that she doesn't want to internalize the feelings that she feels by seeing her husband get this attention and things like that. So, but she's like, it'll be nice to feel wanted and things like that. And that's where I had my issue with the whole statement of it. It was the last part of it because it seems like she needs other people's validation, or in this case, other men's validations,
right,
to make herself feel wanted, feel better. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that is something that's good, but let's break it down. What do you feel about Ayesha Curry's comments?
Well, first, I don't think she's being completely honest of, I got no male attention. That's impossible. I've recently seen pictures of her, and I was like, no way, you're not getting, a look or something. Yeah, not everyone knows you as Steph Curry's wife.
I just saw a video of Ayesha Curry twerking on Steph Curry, and I was just like...
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. What, was it bad?
No, it was good. It was her part was good. It was just, Steph.
So it was just looking on the business
Steph ain't really got no rhythm, but that's neither here nor there. But
so I don't believe in that. I just think she's not getting...
Throw that ass back on a real nigga though.
Me. He's talking about me.
It's Mark.
So I don't believe in that because I'm sure she gets looks. I guess it's just...
I think you get that out. Last one. I'm sorry.
One more. One more. You're good. Okay. she's getting some attention, just not as much as she wants from like as much as Steph Curry's getting. Like she wants to match it, right? I think that's what her statement meant about like not getting. So I think she's downplaying that part. The whole insecurity thing, I get what she's talking about. I think she phrased it really wrong.
I don't think she phrased it.
You don't think so? I think she phrased it really wrong. I think she just feels like really insecure that he's getting all this attention. She feels like, oh, like maybe I'm not going to be good enough for him and all this crap. And the only way I could prove to him that I'm still here is by getting the attention from the guys too.
So my thought process on that would be, wouldn't that work in the complete opposite manner that you want it to work? If you got all this male attention and you pretty much are like, because it seems like she's not insecure with him getting the attention. Mm-hmm. I feel like she's insecure that it gets flaunted in her face.
I want to say she just wants to make him jealous. Like, hey, look, I get that you're getting all the attention.
And that's where I have the issue, because Steph Curry is not doing anything. He is not doing anything. Like, I know we've had previous podcasts in the past and previous episodes where like we talked about the Cardi B and Offset situation, and me and you both said, hey, Cardi, we get you're frustrated and everything like that, but Offset is a 26-year-old superstar rapper who was fucking all these bitches before you, and you just thought somehow this was going to stop, or this was going to be like cold turkey. He's going to be like, you know what? I am married now. I have a child. I am done with the whores. It wasn't going to stop, right? On the flip side, Steph Curry is someone who, for the most part, at least, to the public, is clean as shit. Like, squeaky clean. Like, doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything wrong. Like, says the right thing all the time. Constantly in the public spotlight, but never has a transgression, never has done anything that would warrant that type of insecurity and things like that.
Nothing
right?
Like an IG model claiming
nothing, right?
On a weight game
there was something, but see, that was I was gonna bring that up. That was just a girl clout chasing. That wasn't a real thing, right? At least
so up until now, in the public, he's been squeaky clean.
There's nothing. You can't not a side baby, no side chicks have come up, nothing. All right. So to me, I feel like when you bring that energy to him, because her statement was pretty much like it was to him. It was like, like you said, it came off like, I want this attention because I want to feel wanted, which is like, are you trying to say, like, in code that he doesn't make you feel wanted? Or are you trying to say that, you want, like you said, you want to make him jealous and be like, yeah, see, guys look at me too type of thing? But I'm like, for what? Steph Curry literally does his job, which is he's paid to play basketball at a very high level. And he does that every night.
How do they look in public when they're together? Like, does it look like he's all about her? Like, or it's just like a
the thing is, on my arm? The thing is, like, besides, let's go back to my point. Besides, like basketball, we don't see Steph Curry.
So So paparazzi doesn't follow him and shit.
Like from what I've seen, like that's what I'm saying. There's no transgressions. Like Steph Curry, like same thing, kind of like with LeBron too. Like when you see LeBron, it's because he wants you to see him. Mm-hmm. When you see Steph Curry, it's because he wants you to see him. Other than that, you don't see Steph Curry. You don't see LeBron. LeBron's been in fucking LA. What, this whole year since he signed with the Lakers, right?
Right.
How many times there hasn't been one rumor, report, everything that you see about LeBron, he wanted it out there.
Right, it's marketing.
It's marketing, right? I feel like Steph Curry's the same way. Like, there is nothing that, if you're going to see Steph Curry, it's because he wanted you to see him. Right. And most time you do see Steph Curry, it's he just gave back to this foundation. He just supported this. He's a big social activist when it comes to black things and the culture and everything like that. He'll be on board with that. You don't see Steph Curry out fucking in and out or whatever the fuck. You don't see it.
I guess I'm just trying to paint a picture of like what she feels. I guess because it must feel like if it is that attention thing, then maybe in her head or like how she's seeing things, even though it may not be reality, she might feel like, oh, like this motherfucker doesn't pay attention to me at all.
But see, if that's the case, divorce him.
But the money though.
No. Fuck the money. Because she's good. She's good because of him. Like, they have kids. She has a show. Mm-hmm. She has a restaurant. She's good.
Did she have that before him?
No.
Okay.
So she's good. All right. She has her own stuff going on. Fuck the money. Right. And this is just hypothetical. I feel like their relationship is fine. But now that she's said these comments, you kind of just invite us all in. So let's
to imagine what the fuck is going on.
So let's try to break it down. Let's try to shoot Ayesha Curry some bail. Mark, you're saying that possibly Steph Curry isn't giving her that attention or isn't, being the best husband. All right. I'm saying that there's no evidence that shows that he's not. Mm-hmm. Right. But let's back up a bit. Let's just take it back from her comments and things like that. If you look at what she said and you look at how she phrased it and things like that, it really boils down to it seems like she's insecure, not with the women. It seems like she's insecure that she feels like she's going to lose her husband because her husband is way up here. And she feels like she needs to be up there too with him. Which is, at that point, what's the bigger issue? Is the bigger issue that you're insecure? Or is the bigger issue that you want to be where he is?
I think it's the second one. Yeah, I think it's the latter. But that insecurity, I think I see it with a lot of people. Like,
it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal because then you go you see a hot people together, and you're like, oh, of course they're together.
Right.
But you never want to be that couple of like how the fuck did that person get that person?
Right, and that's the weird thing about this situation because Ayesha Curry, she's I don't want to disrespect her or anything like that, but I'm like, she's bad from from a very wholesome wife perspective. You want Ayesha Curry. You don't want no offense, but
the
I'm
IG model.
You don't want the IG
model.
model.
Pointing at me when you say we don't want.
No, I'm trying to get people out there just to be like, I'm not trying to say this, but I'm like, if you envisioned, I guess, the perfect wife, it's not Cardi B. It's not. There takes a certain type of man to marry a Cardi B. Not every man's gonna want a Cardi B. Not saying that every man doesn't desire to be with Cardi B, but every man doesn't want to have that 24/7, right? But if you look at Ayesha Curry, she's like the prototype. Wholesome, modest, stays in her position, defends her man when she needs to and everything like that, supports him, everything, right?
The classic traits.
All classic traits that, I would hope most men would desire and want in a wife, right? So, she is, she's wanted, but I feel like this is where I get angry because it's so you don't want the acceptance from your husband, who I would hope is appreciative, because like I said, if they're not, then get a divorce. Just walk away from the shit. Because again, at this point, y'all have your own shit. At this point, so that's the only reason why I'm saying that. So this is in a made up fantasy world. If you guys are both just so angry and he's never home, he doesn't care about me, and he's like, fuck her, I can do better. At a point, one of them would walk away, either Steph or her. Right?
That makes sense.
So, if it's not that, which I don't think it is, then if you're Steph, it's why do you want, why? It seems like she wants, the dude at Whole Foods who bags her groceries to be like, damn. Ooh, Miss Curry, how you doing, girl? And it's does she realize that her husband is Steph Curry? Does she not know that that's intimidating on its own?
And that's why guys don't.
I don't know a guy I'd be that would see her and be like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Even though I know she's with this guy that I can't compete with. I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Who's worth over $200 million or some weird crazy number like that. Who is an all-time shooter in the NBA? All right. She's gonna definitely leave him for me, or she's gonna definitely entertain sucking my dick. Because
right, and if that's not even in your head that oh, nothing's gonna happen here, no one's gonna try.
Like,
no man is gonna try.
And I feel like it's also this to like niggas give her husband the respect of being like, that's Steph Curry, damn it. Like, he's a good dude. I mean, he's won me some money. Like, I'm not gonna try to come at his wife.
I wouldn't.
See, but I was gonna bring that up too. These type of women are the women that Mark praises.
Predatory skills are coming out.
These are the women, when I told you last podcast that Mark will fuck your girl, it's girls do think just like this.
So the only person that's gonna fuck Ayesha Curry is Mark at this point.
Hey,
because he doesn't even.
I would catcall her. Like, I would totally catcall her if she wanted. I mean, she clearly wants that. So
it's so weird. I don't get it, man.
Because remember, like maybe a year or two ago, there was that catcalling video of how crazy it is and how often they get catcalled and shit like that. Now it's like the opposite.
That was fake. One of them
that was fake, but it's still like rooted in somewhat reality. Reality, yeah. I feel like it's weird now because like now this person in the limelight's going like, no, I want the catcalling. Make up your mind, society. Make up your mind.
Make me an object.
Slide in my DM so I can
reject you.
Like,
and pretend to be appalled.
Oh my God! How dare you? It does look kind of cute, but no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it sucks because I feel like with her, she was one of the people.
She's had a track record for getting killed on Twitter for a lot of stuff. I remember one year she complained in the finals about something about like the refs and everything, and people were like, "Shut the fuck up!" All right, like. And then there was another year where she talked about how, she felt like women shouldn't have to dress like. Shouldn't have to dress too revealing to get male attention. And she was like, some things are left to the imagination. She feels like it's better and things like that. And women killed her. They were like, oh, like, we can dress how we want. We don't have to all be blah, blah, blah and everything like that. And women killed her. And now we have this situation where she's saying, like, I want dudes to look at me. And everyone's like, what?
What?
Like, what?
Is she dressing more revealing now or something?
No, still like, and again, this is why it's so confusing because I'm like, you don't want that attention, but you want that attention?
Just maybe you should think before you talk. Like I know it sounds bad, but if you want like two opposing things, don't say that in public. Like figure it out and then say what you want in public. But
or just cheat on Steph. Man.
Yeah,
like,
just do that.
He ain't gonna catch
He's
you.
on the road. Like
come on, man.
I'm right here in LA. It's fine. Come by.
I will give you Mark's number. You know what? Fuck it. Mark, we're sliding into Ayesha Curry's DMs right now. Let me go on the HDIKY one Instagram. No, it's just I don't. And then this also brings up a bigger point, which is what I've realized from this, something that we've already known, but now it keeps getting swept under the rug because I know there's a big women empowerment movement and things like that. But let's go back to just good old misogyny. All right?
Oh, it's so comfortable.
Ooh, it just feels so good. I feel like as Mark takes a sip, he's like, oh, misogyny. Oh, I'm about to get in.
Light my cigarette.
Get out my pipe. But I feel like this is just showing that once again, women don't really know what they want because she clearly does not know what she wants.
Yeah, it's perpetuating that stereotype,
right?
For sure.
She's making the case for us to be like, this is what we're talking about because I don't understand how you. And let's just, all right. Let me ask you a question, Mark.
Okay.
What do you think women look for in like the perfect guy? Like what do they want? Like what are the qualities? Like finances? Like what would they want?
They want someone super rich, successful, in a suit, but at the same time in the street. Kid handles his own business. If someone like steps to him, they could like fight their way out, protect their honor. Probably ripped as fuck, bigger dude. Someone tall as fuck too. Sensitive. At the same time, funny. And notice a lot of those shit's paradoxes, but Yeah, I think that's like the main stuff that I've heard.
You basically just named fucking Steph Curry. It's just my point.
Is he though? Is he tall?
Steph Curry's what, 6'3"? Like, to average
It's hard
size,
to tell on TV.
To average size niggas, all right.
Is he tough though? Will he fight?
Fucking look, I don't know.
Is he a thug?
I don't fucking know. All right, who cares? All right, all that shit don't matter anyway because you got money. You can pay niggas to be tough for you. All right, like Steph Curry has taken some charges. All right, even though LeBron dunked on his ass, that's cool. You know, LeBron punked him and was like, "Fuck out of here, nigga," and he was like, "Ooh, okay." But that's LeBron. LeBron's 6'8" and a fucking beast. All right, you know who's gonna fight LeBron? Except everyone would fight LeBron. LeBron's soft, but that's another whatever.
What's his face?
Hairline. I'm not a Laker fan, so y'all gonna get these LeBron jokes.
Not a LeBron fan.
But I do like LeBron. Though. I'm a big LeBron fan, but I'm still gonna make the jokes because he's a Laker now, so I have to hate him. Like that's Steph Curry in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Like maybe doesn't check off every box. I don't know if he's like the toughest person ever, but hey, he plays in the NBA. He stands up for himself, so got to be something, right? You can't get any better than that. Like, you know, like I just feel like you can't. But still, she's like, it would be nice for other men to pretty much like harass me. I'd like it, you know. I'd be okay with it. Like, and I'm just to be honest, the big issue with this, and I feel like why the internet was so outraged is because if Steph Curry said that, the outrage.
Oh yeah,
would have been insane if he would have said
this
that.
Male privilege and toxic masculinity.
Of course, you
blah.
want other girls to talk to you because you already have a queen, and you want all this shit about shit that we don't even think and everything like that. And it's funny. Like I was talking to my girl about this, and she asked me she's like, "Oh, you guys gonna talk about on the podcast this week?" And I was like, "Oh, Ayesha Curry." And she was like, "Oh, just give me like a minute of what you're gonna say." And I told her, and then we had a 20-minute.
You gave her the intro.
No. Hey, everybody, welcome to How Do I Know You? No, but we had like a 15-minute like debate on it, and she was just like, no, like what she said wasn't wrong, and I was like, babe, it's wrong because she's openly saying that I want other attention from men that aren't my husband. And I'm like, as a male, I can't say that I would welcome other attention from other women that aren't my wife. That's not you. You would. I'm like, you would break up with me right now if I say, you know what, babe, I go to the gym just to look at other girls and hope that they come talk to me.
Yep.
like someone debate this.
No rebuttal for that.
Someone debate this in the comments. Like, tell me how. And again, this goes back to like equality and shit and everything like that. This is why I feel like some things just can't be equal. Because if we're going on this basis, right? So if everyone's like, hey, Ayesha Curry's right. You know, she, you know, it sucks being her because she's a woman, she's attractive, but because her husband is so far up there and he has all these women just chasing after him, she can't even feel like loved and all this other shit, right? All right, cool, bet. At the same time, then, when, you know, when Steph Curry's out on the road and he's, you know, talking to some girl or some reporter, and, you know, and then there's a video that comes out or fucking memes where Steph Curry's like talking to a reporter and you know, he's making jokes and it's like, ooh,
it's like a little flirty.
Yeah, you should better watch out and things like that. I want all that to stop. Then, all that needs to stop right now. It's just a little harmless attention. That's all he wants. All right, doesn't see his wife half the year. Right? Is it not equal? This is what I don't understand. This is what I don't get about these situations, because at the end of the day, we can't say that.
Right, because where she said it, it's met with confusion, but if a guy said it, it's met with like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
You're an idiot.
Yeah, like, and it's just, to me, it's wild, but I gave an example to my girl, and I was like, babe, every time you get ready to go out, or we're going to go out to like a club or some dinner and everything, you always ask me, how do you look? I always say like, babe, you look bomb. Like, or I go like, damn, and everything like that, right? I can tell my girl 8 million times that she's beautiful. I can tell my girl 8 million times that, there's nothing wrong and everything like that. She will always come with the same answer. You're biased. Which I told her, I was like, that pretty much lets me know that my opinion is invalid to you. And it's just because we're together. If we weren't together, you'd be like, ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I find that hilarious because if a dude that you didn't know said that shit, you'd be like, I do look good today. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm like, I can't tell you. And then she, she rebutted with, well, it's different because you get a lot of female attention and things like that. And I specifically told her, I was like, it's because I'm in places where there are a lot of females. I'm sorry. I was like, my job.
That, and also when you have her around your arm, girls tend to look like that more. Like,
right.
Oh, stable guy, the guy that stays with somebody.
Right. But I took that part out of it. I was like, when you're not around, right? I was like, babe, I work in an environment that's like 80% women, honestly, right? And I'm like, my office has the majority of them are women. Yeah. Okay? So, again, a lot of them are single. Some of them aren't. So I know mentally that, hey, maybe there's going to be some girls that are going to try their luck. Cool. Whatever, right? Cool. That's fine. You will all fail. That's not even about that. It's just like, because I take the same way as us. You know what I mean? Like, if there's dudes who work there like me, but who aren't in a relationship. So, of course, they're going to try their luck with the girls, too. It's common sense. It's bound to happen, right? Cool, bet. But I can, like I told her, I'm like, what do I do? Every time I tell you about it, I come home and I tell you, I'm like, oh, yeah, this happened. I was like, babe, I go to the gym. I've said 8 million times before that the gym is like, it's the new club. It's the new place where you go to meet people and like basically date and everything and have one night stands and not kiss, whatever. But that's the gym, right? And I'm like, yes, I've gotten girl attention there. Okay. Again, a lot of girls, a lot of guys too. So it happens both ways. I'm like, babe, I don't entertain any of it. I don't go out, and I'm like, Mark works out with me now a lot, right? You don't see me out there. I'm like, all right, Mark, let's hit this set. I take my shirt off. Like, I'm like,
I wish you would though.
Like, I don't do any of that shit. Or I'm like, I'm fucking picking up the 90-pound dumbbells. I'm screaming, everyone look at me. My dick's small.
With like the 10 pounds.
My dick's small.
It's not even cheating.
Momentum. I don't do any of that, right? I'm like, but we
usually stick to the spots where like no one's at.
Yeah, where no one is, or like if Mark will tell you, like if girls do come around and everything like that. For the most part, I'm either not paying attention or I'm running away because I don't want to get caught up in some shit. All right,
it's true.
All right, so. I just don't, I feel like it's just not fair. It's not fair that she can say that and get away with it, but if a guy said it, it wouldn't fly at all.
Yeah. It's just because a girl's never said that before, I don't think. Publicly, at least to, like, the whole world on that platform. Because I'm sure it's been said, like, in private or whatever, but God, it's so confusing still. Like, I get what she's trying to say. It's just wrong though.
Ladies, maybe you can help us out.
For real.
What does she mean exactly? Because I'm so confused.
I mean, what did your girl say about what she meant?
She said, well, we didn't even get into that because we were arguing about like just the whole concept of it. But she was pretty much saying that she gets where she's coming from. Like she's not wrong. Yeah. And I'm like, there is no way that a man can say that and not be considered wrong. There's no way. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, babe, there's been times where, we've gone to clubs and everything like that. And the funny thing is because, like I've stated before on the podcast, my girl is Hispanic. I am black. There's a lot of moments in instances which are very funny because if I'm with someone else, not a girl, if I'm with one of the homies, right, and we're all there, if I go off and talk with them or I turn my back, right, I'm talking to them, we're all joking and stuff, right, like, or whatever, and my girl is with, like, her friends or whatever, I've seen it happen. I've seen dudes come up to her and be like, oh, you want to dance? She's like, no. I'm with someone, like, oh, okay, cool, right? And I always wait for them to be disrespectful. I'm like, oh, they have no idea I'm lurking. I'm in the cut, boy. But freaking New Year's, last New Year's Eve, freaking there was a dude where my cousin, my female cousin, shout out to Angel, was going to the bathroom, and my girl went with her. And on the way to the bathroom, I guess some dude tried to ask my girl to dance and everything, and then he was gonna buy her a drink. She was like, no. My cousin was like, no, it's my cousin. He just grabbed her, right? And she came back and told me, and I was just like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I understand it, right? I'm at a very small level in life, right? I'm not fucking Steph and Ayesha Curry. But if I realize that my girl looks a certain type of way, I have to be prepared. This is going to happen, right? I feel like with Ayesha Curry and other women like Ayesha Curry, it's like they don't want to accept it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to accept this. You have to accept that, you chose a man who happens to be attractive, happens to be a good dude, happens to be worth a lot of money,
right?
And happens to be like famous. Like you chose that.
The thing that a lot of people fucking want.
They want that. It's attractive. So if you chose it, but it seems like you have an issue with it, then at that point, I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming you, because you should have made this clear, or you should have,
been okay with it,
been vocal. Because I feel like if you can be vocal on Jada Pinkett's show about this shit. Then
yeah, she probably thought she was gonna have like backup when she said it, but everyone was just like, "What?
The fuck you talking about?" Like, and mind you, I'm watching this. Oh, I didn't watch it, but I saw the clip at least, right? So I'm watching the clip, and she is surrounded by like fine ass Jada Pinkett Smith, and I'm like, do you know, like, little me was like, I wanted to beat Jada Pinkett Smith, man. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, she is fine, everything like that. And at no point, it's weird because I know Jada, she understands what she's saying, but it's also like, but you don't want that. Like, you don't want that. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I just feel like maybe she put her foot in her mouth a little too much, and now it's like, it sucks for him because he's going to have to, like, answer to this shit, and he's in the middle of a playoff series.
Yeah. And if he's, like, the good guy that you say he is, he's probably going to have her back.
Yeah, which he's supposed to.
Yeah.
He's supposed to. Like, we're just trying to make clear, we're not saying what she said was wrong. All right? We understand what she's talking about. We're just saying that the thought and the concept of it is insane. Because it's literally saying that this is wrong for everyone else to do, but also I wouldn't mind this happening to me. Which you can't play both sides of the coin at that point. It's either or. Like, if you want the male attention that your husband gets from females, then you have to be okay with females giving your husband attention. Right? I feel like that's the only way that's going to work.
So you think that gets to her a lot, like the attention?
It does. It seems like it does.
Because of this statement, like, that has to affect her in a certain way.
And then, like I said, if y'all been together this long, it's clear that he loves you. It's not like a thing where it's like, oh, this is for our image. Like that.
Power couple.
Because, like, when Steph Curry wasn't Steph Curry, and he was just starting out, and he was a great player, but he wasn't Steph, he wasn't, like, a household name.
Yeah.
He could have left. Like, there were still groupies.
Even at that level.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Like, and it's weird because it just. Go ahead.
Like, let's say you and your girl were at that same level as Steph Curry and his wife.
Yeah.
If what was I gonna say? If your girl was getting all that attention, would you still feel the same way of like, yeah, I have to accept it because of how she looks and everything? Would you be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you wouldn't be acting like her, like a little insecure, her getting like messages freaking from every kind of social media to in person to just everywhere.
Yeah, because I already assume it's happening now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like I've said before, and I've said it to like people we work out with. I've said it to a lot of my other friends. I have a friend who he always asks me like, why do I still care about working out and stuff? Because I look a certain type of way, and it's like,
right, man, well, you gotta maintain it.
Yeah, well, duh, like that part. But it's like he's like, why? What's the point? He's like, if I had you guys' bodies or whatever, like I'd be whatever. I'm like, you wanna know something crazy? I'm like, it has nothing to do with people. It's nothing to do with like girl attention, everything like that. It's everything to do with my girl. I'm like, because I can't fall off in my mind. If I fall off in my mind, then that makes that every dude who's trying to get my girl's attention or whatever, all right,
that more appealing.
All right. So if I don't fall off, then she can't go nowhere.
I never understood the guy that goes like, oh, good, I can let myself go now.
Right. You know what I mean?
Like, what the fuck? Like, you gotta keep this person, right?
I know when people hear that, they're like, isn't that insecure or whatever? To me, it's not, because I'm banking on myself.
There's a healthy level of jealousy when it comes to like certain things. There's a healthy level of insecurity, which is like, no, I'm just doing this because I want to look good for her, not for everyone, for her.
Right. I want to walk in a room and people be
Your
like,
jaws just drop and be like, damn, everyone going
just start
like,
giving
look at
me
who that fine
top.
piece of meat. God damn it. That happened once. It was weird. It was the weirdest thing.
I was staring in the camera again. You ever just you don't want to just walk in the room and a girl sees you, she's like,
it's just like the vacuum power goes through all your shorts, your jeans, whatever.
just right in front of your girl.
The misogyny.
Just right in front of your girl.
Yeah.
Just like, babe.
And then your girl's so impressed she just stares?
And then joins in? Just imagine that.
Oh my God. Porn is real. It happens, right?
Misogyny level turned all the way up for this episode. No, but it's like I want to walk in the room and have people be like, oh, okay, that Shirley is, so-and-so cool, right? Whatever, and like I don't want to ever be like, she's with him. Like, like I don't want to be that, right? So that's why I do it. It's never been a sense of like, ooh, I gotta keep everything tight because these other girls is looking and stuff. Like, who cares? Like, they don't have my attention. My girl has my attention, period. But I feel like a lot of people don't subscribe to that way of thinking, and they do, like you said, they let themselves go, or they have this weird level of I feel like if you don't continue to like grow, and you don't continue to like strive to make yourself better, I feel like that's when everything stops. Like being content I feel like is the worst thing you can be in your life, right? Because at a point, as soon as you are content with your life, that's when you're going to stop growing. Everything that you want is like it's there, right?
And eventually you don't keep up with everything, so you go into a slump and now you're behind the pack.
And then I feel like that grows those thoughts, that grows insecurity, that grows like anger, that grows like pettiness, jealousy, because now you're not really you're misplacing your anger. You're putting the anger that you have for yourself and what you're not doing, and you're throwing it at other people.
Right. And most of the time it's the person closest to you, which is significant other.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that this is Ayesha Curry in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just saying this is for like the general public of people, right? I feel like this happens way too often, right? And I always see it, and I never understand why. Like, I have a friend, shout out to Chris. Oh yeah, you gonna get first name on this shit. I have a friend.
Fuck it, last name too.
No. I have a friend who his, like, a lot of the girls that he finds attractive and things like that are like damn near like models, right? And I'm like, okay, I respect it, right? But I always go, okay, so if you are gonna go, like, if you're gonna aim that high, right? Which I feel like every, for whatever man or like whatever you like, aim for that, right? Don't settle for shit, right? But hashtag settle and cheat. But okay, so you aim for that, right? Once you obtain it, if you know Chris, like I know Chris is not like, he's not a very flashy type of dude. He's not a dude who's gonna like wow you with stuff or whatever. Very smart, like damn near genius, right? But he's not that dude, right? So I'm always interested because I'm like, why do you like girls that clearly they're like I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but just from the girls I've seen him with, they're very like, they want to be in the spotlight. They want that attention. They want everything on them. I'm like, that's not you though, Chris.
Right.
So I'm like, you're gonna have an issue here.
It's a lot of effort and money to maintain.
Right.
To keep up with that.
And I'm like, Chris also lifts with me when he can and things like that. Chris is in amazing shape, right? But I'm like, you can never fall off, ever. Like, and there's a point where, of course, you don't want to fall off because you want to look the same for your significant other. But at a point, also, you guys will get older and hopefully, I can't say that word. Hopefully, you guys will age together gracefully. So it's like, okay, we're both getting older, but we still only...
Yeah, like by that point, it's just like, oh, like this spotlight thing. It's cool, but even if it falls off, at least we have each other.
Exactly, hopefully. Right? Like, so... it seems like with that type of energy, when you chase those type of situations, I'm like, you have to keep up with that. So I always look at him and I'm like, damn, if you did get that one day, and I've seen him do it. Like, he'll be with a situation. I'm like, okay, and then it always fails, and I'm like, why does he not understand that it takes a lot to keep that up? Like, it takes a lot, man, a lot of energy. That I feel like if you're not one of those dudes who likes that energy, who likes to be the center of attention too, it's not gonna work. You know,
because it goes against who you are. Because once you do have the attention, like slowly but surely, like you start like turtling or whatever, just like getting out of that spotlight.
Right, and or if you're a person who isn't used to the attention, once you do get the attention, you start to turn to an egomaniac, and then you start to basically be like, I don't need my girl.
Yeah, it's all about me now.
Because I'm popping out here, so who cares?
I can get another one and whatever.
And then you start to lose sight of why you even
did it in the first place.
Exactly, and that happens so much, and I feel like it all stems from that type of thinking and insecurity, which it sucks. It's sad.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get feeling insecure and all that crap, but it's just maybe talk about it with the person. Don't say it on a talk show. Like, talk about how you're feeling with your significant other. Be like, hey, look, I feel insecure. They're getting all this attention because I feel like I'm just like I'm just being ignored. And I think that's really what it was. Like, I don't think she cared about like the other male attention. Maybe she just felt ignored. Maybe in reality it wasn't, but she, whatever you're feeling, that is reality to you. So she probably just felt ignored by him. I'm shooting bail just because I'm trying to get in her headspace of like, why the hell would you say this in public? But
would you say a lot of women think like Ayesha Curry?
Fuck, I want to say yes, but I have no proof of it because they would never say that. Like,
right? No,
would never say that. Yeah.
Which again, I commend her for being honest and being brave to say that, but. I agree. I feel like a lot of women do think like Ayesha Curry, which is to me scary.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel like a lot of us men out here get a bad rap, and we get labeled things that we're not. We get like the whole we get these weird suspicions and things like that. Like, oh, I think he's cheating on me. I think, and it's like, I was
gonna say before we get into that. I feel like a lot of women think that way. But they're more justified in thinking that way because they're not with a dude like Steph Curry.
Right.
They're with like a fuckboy or whatever that just happens to be popping or whatever.
Right.
Or in their little bubble circle or whatever.
Right.
So those thoughts are somewhat justified of like, oh, like I gotta get the attention from other people so that he still sees me and all that shit and all that crap like that. But when you're with the good dude, like how Dwayne explained, like those thoughts become like you're crazy. Like, why would you? Why do you need that?
And then to double down on your point, I feel like once again, like I said, if you are into those type of people, then you need to be prepared for what comes with that. You can't like again, we said this before in another podcast. You can't change people.
Don't ignore the red flags.
They don't ignore the red flags at all. Again, you can't change people. So. If you know that, okay, it seems like my dude, he likes to always, be in the club. He likes to always, be around girls. Like, he likes to always do this and that. Don't think because you're with him, it's going to change. Because that's been him. That's been him for 10, 15, however long he's been doing that. So to be like, hey, stop that because you're with me, actually on a certain level, this is going to be a hot take, so it's probably going to be on the video. On a certain level, it's actually very selfish. It's very selfish to try to impose your ideologies and thoughts on another person just because you feel like it's wrong when they've been doing that their whole life. Because honestly, they don't see it as wrong. I know a bunch of dudes who will openly go to clubs, go to bars, they'll talk to girls, they'll dance with them. They won't touch them. They won't leave with them or anything like that. but their girls hate it, right? And vice versa. I know a bunch of girls who go out, go to clubs, they'll dance with a dude and everything like that. They won't have him try to touch them, aggressively or sexually, anything like that. But they're with their girls, they're having a good time, and then they'll leave, and their dude at home can't stand that shit. And I'm like, I always look at it, I'm like, all right, so how long y'all been together? So at a point, I'm pretty sure you were that dude trying to dance with her in the club, right? So you had to know that this was her, right?
Right.
So you chose to keep going. So you can't be like angry now. Like you can't be Mr. Insecure Man. There's
that anger. It's really just like, it's internal anger that they can't, like, instead of like looking at themselves being like, oh yeah, I did pick this person. Nah, I'm gonna just be mad at you for not changing to the person I want you to be. Which happens so much. That's why there's so many like breakups and shit like that, because people want people to be their versions of what they should be. Yeah. Like the whole like, oh, I want to be with the bad boy or the bad girl, and like I could change them. If they're with me, I could make them for the better, and I see all the potential what they could be. So like, no, most of the time that's who they are right there. Like their potential is right there. And it's funny that term, I want to be with like a bad boy and everything like that. 9 times out of 10, them niggas pussy. Like to be dead honest. To be dead honest, like them be the worst suckers. Oh yeah, they'll run. They cops come, they start crying. I've seen it happen. It's fucking gross. Like all this shit, right? And it's like, why do y'all think this is like a real thing? Or like, why do you think because he has some Mickey Mouse tattoos that just makes him he's so tough? Oh God, he's so dangerous. He's different. Oh my God. He can protect me with his tattoos. Be the first niggas. They jump out and they fight for him. It's crazy as a superpower. Be the first niggas calling the police. Help! Help! Using you as a human shield and shit. First niggas getting choked in the club. See, most of the time, like actual tough like people don't even look like it, because they don't need the feel to like look like it. They just are. So whatever. Like, and it's just. Yeah, it's basically women's fault. Title of the episode. It's y'all fault. Like, this is all y'all fault. No, but I think she opened a real interesting conversation just because I know we're all dumping on her. Yeah. But men do the same shit. Yeah. They do the exact same shit. And way worse, too, because when they take it out on their significant other, that's how you get domestic violence and abuse and all that shit. Oh, damn. I wasn't even going to go that far. I was like, they start fucking other bitches. But oh, that too. That too. Yeah. Okay. They hit people, too. But, yeah, like, usually when men, they feel that insecurity, that in their mind means, okay, I have to go find some chick and fuck her. Because and then they always justify like, oh, I just knew that I loved my girl as soon as I was fucking someone else. As soon as I busted that nut, I was like, oh, I love the clarity. Girl. You do get clarity though. I want to say that you do get some clarity when you bust a nut. It's like it's this weird thing. I would never do that. I never cheated. I don't believe in it. But I've never cheated, but I've been the I cheated once. Well, you just said it right now. You said that you never cheated. No, I'm always thinking of like a specific relationship. Right. I never cheated in that one, but I did in previous, like just once though. But he's a nigga that girls cheat on. Oh, on their dude with. All right. See, I just, oh, man, like all that stuff, like it's one of the reasons I don't want to be in a relationship, because I just feel like people should just do what they want. If they want attention from other people, cool. Like I am cool with that because we're not officially together. So do what you want. Just like let me know if something happens. Like don't come in my bed if you were just in someone else's bed. Like kind of shit. You know how the world would be so much easier if shit was that easy. Oh yeah, it would. Yeah, I know it's not. It's very like even you have trouble wrapping your head around what I do sometimes. Which is saying a lot because Dwayne is pretty fucking smart up there and like can grasp a lot of concepts. I'm like, all right, man. Like, and then there's points where I'm just like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Whatever then. Like, and there's with this, like, with the way we, I guess, do relationships these days and things like that, we normalize shit that isn't normal. And we, like, again, I feel like it's a red flag is
after you're with your girl and she decides that she needs to continue to go to the club 8 million times. If you are in a club person and you are okay with that, then you have signed up for a life of that. So you can't complain.
Yeah.
Me and Mark are very big components of don't fucking complain if you don't want to make any changes.
Yeah.
All right. Don't fucking complain about it then. All right. If your dude, if you're a woman and your dude, you know, if he I don't know, what's something.
Is a lazy, like super lazy, doesn't do anything. I don't know.
Okay. Here's a big one. If your dude has a lot of female friends.
Oh, okay.
All right. When you guys met, he had female friends.
Hey, Jim.
Damn. I won't even talk about him at that time. But if he has a lot of female friends, right? And you are okay. I mean, you are with him, but you have an issue with that. But you didn't vocalize it, or you didn't choose to have that conversation. Do not complain.
Right.
All right. It's already been set in stone. Because
if you do have that conversation and they agree, like, oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I don't want you to feel that way. So he pulls back on that. Then you're good. But if he doesn't pull, like if he says he's gonna do it and then he doesn't, don't ignore that.
Yeah.
Just be like, all right, we already talked about it, and I already gave you, like, let's say however many like set your number of chances, and that's it. As soon as he meets that number, just be like, peace. I'm gonna go find someone that doesn't do this shit.
Or if he decides, you know, hey, they're my friends. You know, they were here before you. I don't feel like I should have to get rid of them. You should be able to respect that too. And then, you know, if you're like, hey, I can't do that, so we can't be together, that's cool.
Yeah,
right?
that's completely fine is the thing. Like, you will find, so most likely you will find someone else.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, when it comes to guys, if a girl says, like, no, I like to go out and dance and have fun and everything like that, I'm not going to stop that. If you're not comfortable with it, you know, I'm sorry. Walk away.
Yeah.
It is okay. All right, don't torture yourself. That's all that happens. Let me tell you, because I've seen it firsthand, every situation in a club where a nigga is angry, it's because his girl is getting fucking destroyed somewhere else. All right?
Oh, man, I was at this party one time, and I was like a kid or something. I don't know whose party it was, but this dude's girl, I guess, was dancing with some other dude or whatever. Mm-hmm. Had no idea. All of a sudden, the girl's dude came up with a bottle and just went, bah, like right in his fucking head. Glass everywhere. They started fighting, all this crap. Your story just reminded me of, like what you just said, reminded me of that. It was crazy. Party was over. We packed up and left. But that shit was crazy.
My own cousin, again, another New Year's Eve, my own cousin had a girl up against the wall and she was throwing it back on that nigga. And he was catching all that shit. And then I went to the bar just because I wanted to get some water. And there's this guy next to me who looks perturbed. I'm like, damn, what's wrong with him?
First of all, what's perturbed mean?
Very annoyed, bothered. Not angry, but just like, fuck. I can't believe it. But he looked very perturbed, and I went, got my water, kind of chilled next to him a little bit, and then my girl came over, and then you know, we started dancing and everything. Went back to the bar, and then I realized when I went back to the bar, the girl that my cousin was with was at the bar with the guy. And I was like, oh shit, that was your girl.
You were just letting it happen?
You just let that happen, man?
Damn.
Like, but of course,
it's cool. We take that energy back to the bedroom. We're just that couple.
He's all like, oh yeah, you like that nigger dick, huh? I'll be your nigger tonight. He gets real racist and starts making like fucking monkey noises. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, and they both come so hard.
Ah, God. They used my cousin. He was a pawn. But no, like, he was really, like, bothered by it. I could tell, right? And then I was just like, one, why'd you allow that? Two,
how are you still with a person that does that?
But then it goes back to what we just said. Clearly, all right,
yeah.
he likes her so much that he's just living with it. He's like, whatever. And I'm like, couldn't be me.
See, that's the thing, too, because if you have these conversations that we're talking about and, like, things are agreed upon or things are like, oh, no, then split up right there, because the longer you wait, the more your lives get intertwined, the harder it's going to be, the more you feel like like, fuck, why are they doing this for me? The shitter you feel and the shitter you get as a person too.
But see, I feel like there's also that fear from people because they like the person or whatever, that they don't want to have that conversation, because then it's like they know it's not going to change. So then at that point, it's like, okay, I'm not going to have the conversation. I just want this to continue, and hopefully it'll stop somehow, or she'll fucking die.
I think that stems from like being afraid to be alone, which people shouldn't be, because it goes because a lot of people say this. A lot of people fucking say this. I don't know how true it is for them, but like, oh, you got to learn to, like, if you don't love yourself, how you expect anyone else to love you?
Yep.
It's just like, if you're afraid to be alone, then you clearly don't like yourself or love yourself, whatever. So once you do, you start seeing like the world's a lot different. Like, the attention you get, the people you attract towards you are going to be a lot different.
I would agree. I'll double down on that, but I also want to say that I know some people, when it comes to like that self-love thing, they do, depending on your upbringing and shit like that. I know there's some people who have issues with that because they were raised a certain way, or they weren't valued or taught self-love, so then it's kind of difficult for them to love themselves. That's why they always need to be around someone or need someone's validation. So let's stop that right now. All right, people, women, all right, hey, you do not need male validation. All right, you guys are all beautiful, smart, intelligent, independent. You do not need us. Okay, let's make that very clear. You don't need us. Now, of course, I know that you guys like us, so it's cool to be with us, which is cool, right? But you don't need us, all right? So please stop trying to look for validation in us, because let me tell you something about us as men, all right? We don't care. I know that sounds harsh. As a man, I'm a male apologist, all right? I will not deny it, but we don't care, okay? When I say we don't care, I mean we'll care when you're with us. We'll care about you when you're riding along and everything, but as soon as you decide that this ain't working for you, or we feel like this ain't working for us, we're not going to care, all right? The differences between men and women when it comes to relationships is women can detach themselves quicker than men, but men can be detached throughout a relationship, if that makes sense, right? So a woman can't be detached in a relationship.
Right.
She's either going to find a way to get out of it, or she's going to make you know that, look, this ain't working.
Right, like the whole, like, men could fuck someone and have no emotional attachment.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what that means in a nutshell, right? So a man can be detached in a relationship where he's like, all right, this person I'm with, I do love her, but my feelings for her aren't strong. I don't want to hurt her or anything like that, but it's like I don't have strong feelings for her, but I love her as a person. Like, I have no problem taking care of her and whatever and caring for her, but my actual, like, I guess, loyalty, my morals towards her are not the same, because I'm detached from her at this point. Like, either there's something with her that we just aren't clicking anymore, or something in me that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we're cool with just being how we are, which is like, we're being together, you know, we go out, we have fun with each other. Basically, like, a lot of men make their girls like their best friend as they go find girls. Fucked up, all right, hashtag sell them cheap. But it's fucked up, but that's what happens, right? So a lot of dudes will, that was dope when I just thought of it. You know?
Oh my God, I'm deep.
Pat myself on the back for that
smart.
One. But it's like, yeah, for real. Like, a lot of dudes will make their girl their best friend, and then they'll go out and then cheat with the one they want to be their girl.
Yeah, shitty people do that. People do that. Yeah. Not saying that like clear it up. Not everyone does that shit.
Not everyone does that, but it does happen. That's why I'm trying to say, ladies, self-love. All right, love yourself. All right, do not let a man dictate your worth. Don't let that happen. All right, because if he thinks you're worthless, there's some dude out there who thinks you're fucking $1 million. All right, and you guys have to, like, just not put so much emphasis on us. We don't matter.
Right, because if you do that, then when he thinks you're worthless, you start thinking you're worthless. You basically prove him right, go down in stock, I guess.
Right.
And then that's when he goes and searches for someone that he does, like, oh, shit.
Right. So never, the same way I said earlier, I always try to stay on point, you know, for my significant other and things like that. Never let yourself fall. You know, never let you guys can't fall off. And don't do it for us. Don't do it for people. Do it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be like the Ayesha Currys currently who are, you know, they have these thoughts of like, am I worth it? You guys are always worth it. You guys are always worth it because you guys run the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's
pretty much every woman can get any guy.
Yeah,
she wants like
Tinder.
Come on,
whoa.
What? You know what I'm saying? Like anytime, like
throw that pussy. Woman, just throw it out there. Someone's gonna catch it.
If a woman decides to swipe right, 99% of the time you're matching with the person you're swiping right with. It is the total opposite for guys, and I've heard it like time and time again from different women, different like men. They're like, oh, they're constantly swiping right, and every now and then they get matched up.
Right.
But women, anytime you swipe right, 99% of the time you're getting matched up. So you pretty much get your pick of the crop when you want to.
The moral of today's podcast is women swipe right. Swipe right for yourself. And that was the timer, which means that we've run out of time. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for showing up to today's
Tinder and
Tinder, Bumble, Steph Curry, Ayesha Curry, Jada Pinkett Smith.
We got so rich during this episode.
We are balling. There's no more podcasts. I'm cheating with Ayesha Curry.
You too?
That's your dick, I feel?
Oh, it's so big.
But, yeah, Mark, get to the plugs.
You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/howdoiknowyou.
Boom.
You can find us on Instagram, HDIKY1. Working on getting rid of that one. On our Twitter at HowDoIKnowYou1.
Also, just quick update on the subscribers. I know you guys have been, subscribing to us and getting our numbers up there. Like I said a couple weeks ago, 500 subscribers. That's 500 subscribers. We would go to a streaming platform. I think right now we're almost at 300.
Yep.
So you guys have been great. You guys keep pushing the content. You guys have been really supportive and helpful with everything. And you guys actually like us, which is crazy. Because we do this shit out of the sheer brilliance of ourselves. We are awesome. No. We do this shit just because we have these weird-ass thoughts. And we're tired of talking to each other about it. So we're going to talk to y'all about it. We thank you guys for all that stuff. You can follow me on Instagram at DCJuniorBFSB. You have to @ me if you want my attention. I'm not gonna probably respond.
I'm responding to you is the thing.
Or here's the new thing. If you want to say something to me, say it to him, and then he'll tell me. Then I'll respond.
Yeah.
Right?
More than likely, yeah.
If you really want my attention, you want me to actually respond to you, I'm way more, social on Twitter. So my Twitter is at DCJunior13. If you have a burning question or if you feel like I'm a piece of shit, hit me up on Twitter. I'm fine. I'll see it, and I'll probably like it because Twitter's cool. I like Twitter.
Twitter's fun.
Anything? Oh, Mark, in your social medias?
My Instagram is at MrLucky005, and on Twitter it's at IamMarkMark. I genuinely like to engage with you guys. It's fun when I have something to say back. It's most of the time it's jokes, and I try to joke around. Not so good with the serious stuff. That's where Dwayne shines.
It's not that I don't like interacting with you guys. I just don't have the time to do it at work.
Yeah, he has no service at work. So.
And then after work, I'm usually with this dude, and then he's just talking.
Yeah.
And I'll just throw my thoughts out there or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. But like I said, if you really want my attention on something, @ me on the Twitter, as Chris Jericho would say, the Twitter. But other than that, as we usually say, if I don't know and you don't know,
who really knows?
And how do I know you? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Please subscribe. More subscribers equals...
comment, bell.
Yeah, all that stuff. All that. Hit the notification.
Typical, yeah, I mean, you've heard it before. So
at 26 minutes, if you say gang, gang. I don't know.
We will... I don't know.
What the fucking YouTubers do.
We'll do a cartwheel.
At 32 seconds, if you say gang, gang, we'll be shirtless for our next podcast. Watch how many gangs we get. None. All right, see you guys next week. Peace.
We're worthless.